5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
Oh man, some things are absolutes in life, you know. They'll never let you down. Another one we can add on that list is open up the Twitter application, scrolling the TL, and seeing Thogden slander. If you don't know Thogden, oh god, you're missing out. Thogden is one of my favourite people on this planet Earth. Theo Ogden. God, it's just funny. It's funny how enraged people are about Thogden. I don't watch Thogden's videos. I don't feel positively or negatively towards Thogden. Okay, to make that clear. What I love is how is this evil? How much? Okay, maybe I should set up who Thogden is. Thogden is an enigma. He's like this football talking um YouTuber, goes to games and also talks about them in the comfort of his house. Travels a lot. He went to every single World Cup game. That was like a challenge he did. Um, but it's more than that. I think when it comes to Thogden, it's like okay, that sounds like a lot of people you could be describing, but Thogden just sort of. I think first of all, when you're like a huge football, I'm almost talking this voice, like a huge football YouTuber or someone on a platform, and you've been doing it for years, but people are still like unsure or not unsure, they're sure on whether you even like football or like have any kind of ball knowledge is always something that's just gonna stick with people. Um, Secondly, it's his whole look. He's like white and like he's got this sort of cartoon character look going on. His like energy, like I don't know what it is about Thugden. He's just like the perfect. You couldn't draw and write a character for a sitcom as well as Thugden. Just is naturally, and he infuriates people. He pisses them off, and people get annoyed at him on the timeline. Sometimes it's because he's done something. Oh my! To be fair, he doesn't help himself. There was like he's one of those people who doesn't have bad intent, but will sometimes do things that's like people who don't like are gonna use this. Um, he oh my god, this was bad. After a football game, there was like a kid who got like one of the goalkeeper's gloves. Um, there was a kid who got one of the goal. But here's the thing: Thugden easily just might be like I don't know if autism's the right if he's got the tiz. I don't know if that's the right one. People just chuck autism at any kind of one because like, but there's certain like you're just missing certain social cues because he walks up to this kid with like a camera and he's like, "Oh my god, you've got the goalkeeper's glove." Thugden doesn't need it. He could probably get another one of those gloves just by asking. Like he probably it was like a Bolton game or something, but like or like a lower level team. And then the kid, he's like kind of, you're not really like pressure. He's being nice, but like the kid feels like obliged to give him the glove. So he's like, "Oh wow, that's what have you got in your hand there? Is that the keeper's glove? Do you want to give it to me? You do? Oh thanks." And he's like, "Look, I got the glove." And then it's just like that kid probably didn't want to. Yeah, he was gassed to have it, and then you kind of just like made him give it to you, kind of. And he got like a bunch of backlash, and he was like, "Hey guys, I've seen all the stuff. Does anyone have the context of the kid in that video? I want to give him the glove back." I don't know if he ever got him the glove back, but he made that tweet. So I'm assuming he probably found a way to give the kid the glove back or whatever. But then after that, on top of it, I didn't see anyone talk about this, but then he starts the next video wearing goalkeeper gloves, like, "Hey guys," and then he's got this like really like sort of stiff duo comedy thing going on with his dad, and he's like, "Hey guys," this is exactly like the awkward silences in the middle as well. "Hey guys, so today we're talking about football kids." Theo, Theo, why are you wearing goalkeeping gloves, Theo? What are you talking about, Dad? I'm not like it's just like this is poorly written like sitcom in a sitcom. They're already a double act sort of sitcom in themselves, just being themselves, but then they like play into this whole like scripted little skit narratives they write within the show, and it's like it's just crazy. It's like why are you putting on the gloves? Like don't do that. It's just like thugged and so whether he deserves to be catching shots or if he's just catching strays, like I saw a tweet like, I can't remember what it was, but it was just something completely unrelated. They was having some discourse about something that is the complete opposite of the spectrum to Fogden, and then like people were quoting it somehow, finding a way to get back to being Thogden slander, and it's also kind of funny because Thogden takes it to heart, which is like, I get it. How could he not take it to heart? These people literally don't like him. But it's just funny in the way to know that these dumb jokes do. I don't know. Is it mean to say that? I don't know. It's all funny all around. There's a bunch of like nuanced things about this. You wouldn't get it. It's nuanced, high level of humor. You probably just wouldn't understand. The other thing, another content creator. This one actually does bother me. No real reason though. It's probably not fair that he does, but he does, and it's Mr. Beast, our YouTube overlords. But people don't see it that way, and I think I usually get bored by people who everyone likes more. Not inherently because everyone likes them, but if someone slightly bothers me, and everyone loves them and they're like the GOAT, then it'll bother me more because it's like, why? It's like if someone bothers me a little bit, but like no one thinks the video is that good or something, or like whatever, that's like fine. It's just like, oh, normality in the world, because you know what it's like going outside and it being like, okay, not going outside, going in someone's house, right, to do a laborious task, okay, and it is absolutely sweltering hot, you're sweating, you're getting stinky and self-conscious, and you're like, guys, it's hot in here. If they're all like, yeah, it is hot, cool, should we turn one of the fans on or something? It's like, okay, cool, I'm less annoyed about it being hot. Everyone else has agreed to it being hot because it is, and now the fan's on. But if you're like, oh god, it's a bit hot in here, man, I'm starting to sweat. No, it's not. It's actually perfectly cool. I love it. Actually, get the heater on. It's maybe a little bit too cool. Then it's annoying. Now it's extra annoying how hot it is, because, you know what I mean? Is that a good analogy? Somehow relate that back to Mr. Beast. That's what I'm trying to say. Mr. Beast, I don't know. I just think he makes, I don't want to call them just crap videos, because they're clearly the most high budget stuff, doing the craziest shit, getting like hundreds of millions of views. But I just see it as just like the same. It's like, it's content, but it's like AI. It's like if you went onto ChatGPT and was like, create this piece for me, or create this type of thing for me. It's like creativity, but with ones and zeros. He's just found a thing that works well for the algorithm, and he's just copied and pasted it and made it better and better. And when he goes on these podcasts and he does this whole like, I'm gonna give you some like of my secrets and tips on how I'm this genius or whatever. And then like the other day, or maybe a while ago, but I only saw it the other day, where he tweeted like, God, it's really annoying. Like, I used to go on a bunch of podcasts and give up all these secrets and tips on the best way to like get views, essentially. And I really thought it would inspire a bunch of people to go out there and make innovative content. But all it's led to is a bunch of Mr. Beast clones. First of all, I know your name's not Mr. Beast, so it's not really like you're talking about yourself in the third person when you say things like Mr. Beast, but still, don't do that, don't like that. Second of all, like, these tips are going on about like these, you know, my hacks and this, what, clickbait, thumbnail, bright, snappy. It's like, these are tips, yeah, to squeeze out every morsel of you can get for whatever you're doing. But they're not tips to make innovative content. Like, that's not what you're doing, mate. You're just like making sort of, hey guys, I'm Mr. Beast, and I get it, same argument. If it's so easy, why don't you do it? Why isn't anyone else doing it? If it's that easy, why is he the one to do it? Why is he the only one out there? And it's like, firstly, I think a lot of people just don't want to do that. They just kind of actually want to make stuff they like. Or like, for him, YouTube is the most views I can make, most money I can make. What is going to be the thing that gets him 50 million views? The videos he's making now, if they were getting 1 million views, would he still be making them? No. If he started posting cooking videos in a certain way and those getting 80 million views, he'd be making cooking videos. And that's the point. It's like, to him, it's not really about the thing. It's a game. Again, might have a bit of the tism, you know, because it's like, it's like, how can I work out the inner workings of this thing, the algorithm, down to a science, and exploit it in the best way to just. And when I say exploit, not that he's just this money hungry, like all he cares about is money, but just exploiting like it's a game, like you're trying to beat the game. Like, how can I get the most out of it and level up to like level 99 soldier, fucking, you know what I mean? Which is fine. I think it's just the fact that people act like he's like, when people are talking about the GOATs and stuff, they put him like at the top, and it's like, really just off, because it's kind of like saying, oh, that's the best film because it made the most money. And like last time I checked, Fast and Furious 77, you know, isn't the best film usually of the month, let alone like ever. But yeah, no. Just things I care about realistically, no one else. But hey, no one else is here, so I guess I can say what I want. Yeah, nothing against him. Nothing against Jimmy as a guy, you know. Oh wait, no. The whole reason I was that was just a fucking tangent shit on Mr. Beast. When the whole point was meant to be the fact how he was saying how like hey, crazy thing, you know how all those people died in that submarine? I was actually meant to be on that. Crazy. I could have been there too. I could have been one of the other billionaires also dead in there, but I rejected it. Here's proof. They said, you want to come down? I didn't, but I could have been down there. And then everyone's just kind of memeing it like, first of all, why does it look like a message you sent, not a message being received? And he was like, I screenshotted it, my friend, or whatever that was. But also just because he was like quoting it with stuff like, oh, I could have been, you know, I could have, you know, I was in you know, like I was in New York the other day. Just to think, if I was standing there and I decided to go just 14 years earlier, I could have been there for 9/11. I don't know how long. Wait, 9/11 was in what? I don't know when 9/11 was. Was it like 2001 or something? 2004? I don't know. It was September 11th, right? It's like 2000. Let's say it was 2001, because that's easy maths. So what? That's 22 years ago. Yes, they'll be like, I was in New York. Can you believe it? If I went 22 years earlier, I would have been there. Crazy world when you think about it. It's just like, yeah, okay, Mr. Beast, sure. Like, some people love doing it, like, oh my god, tragedy happened, and then saying, oh, and I could have been there, you know, lucky days. It's like, yeah, it is lucky, but also that happened. I don't know. It's just also sure. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, sure. Unfortunate. I just keep thinking about it. Like, that'd be such an awful way to die. Like, being stuck in a submarine. And I get they're billionaires and stuff, and we're meant to hate them or whatever. Because even if you haven't done anything outwardly wrong being a billionaire, it's like all billionaires are meant to be like bad, because like inherently, how did you get that much money? You must have been an asshole in some regard, maybe at some point, or just dickish. But you know, someone's son was on there, and it's not his fault his parents were billionaires. And I don't know, just dying. And I also saw tweets like, it's crazy to think that those billionaires down there would give all their money away in a second to swap places with you and send you down there in that place to die in the thing. Which is like, yeah, maybe. But just still an awful way to go. In a little tin can, just sort of waiting there for like 70 hours for your oxygen to deplete, just sort of with a bunch of blubbering men just sort of crying or praying or whatever they're doing until the oxygen runs out, and you just suffocate or intoxicate or whatever it is, and you just die. Anyway, this was 1/8 something night. But yeah, see you in 1/8 something else.
Here with the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like,